The first ships arrived on a Tuesday. Commander Elena Vasquez remembered that detail with crystalline clarity, even 3 years later, as she stood on the bridge of the Retribution, watching the crimson sun of Kepler 442 cast long shadows across the alien graveyard that had once been their most sacred world. The Zephyrians had been elegant in their cruelty. Their vessels, sleek as obsidian tears, had descended upon Earth's colonies with the patience of ancient predators. They didn't simply destroy, they harvested. Humans were taken, studied, dissected with clinical precision. Entire settlements vanished overnight, leaving behind only geometric scorch marks and the lingering scent of ozone. For 2 years, humanity had been prey. The Zephyrians possessed technology that bent space itself, allowing them to appear anywhere in the galaxy within moments. Their weapons turned matter to vapor. Their shields deflected humanity's most powerful missiles like raindrops. They were taller than humans, with translucent skin that revealed the slow pulse of silver blood beneath, and eyes like polished mirrors that reflected nothing of their thoughts. But they had made one critical error. They had underestimated human adaptability. Dr. Sarah Chen had been among the first captives taken from the research station orbiting Europa. While the Zephyrians probed her mind and body, she had been studying them in return. Her neural implant, a prototype designed for deep space navigation, had recorded everything: their language patterns, their technology signatures, even the quantum fluctuations of their dimension-folding drives. When rescue came, a suicide mission that should have failed, Sarah brought more than just trauma back to Earth. She brought understanding. "They're not invincible," she had told the hastily assembled War Council. "They're just different. Their technology operates on quantum entanglement principles we barely comprehend, but it has limitations." Weaknesses. The revelation had sparked the greatest technological leap in human history. Within months, Earth's factories were producing quantum disruptors, weapons that could destabilize the Zephyrian ships' dimensional fields. Human vessels, once sitting ducks, were retrofitted with adaptive shields that learned and countered alien weapon frequencies in real time. But humanity's greatest weapon wasn't technology, it was rage. Commander Vasquez had lost her daughter in the third wave. Kiko had been 7, with her mother's dark eyes and her father's stubborn chin. She had been playing in the garden when the shadow fell across New Tokyo. Elena found only a crater where their home had been, still glowing with residual energy. The anger had been pure, focused, transformative. Now, as the Retribution and her sister ships descended toward the Zephyrian homeworld, Elena felt that same cold fury burning in her chest. The hunters had become the hunted. The Zephyrian defense grid activated as they approached massive ring structures that bent space-time into defensive barriers. But humanity had learned to bend space too, in crude, violent ways that the elegant Zephyrians hadn't anticipated. Quantum torpedoes punched holes through their shields like bullets through silk. The first Zephyrian surrender came from Orbital Station Commander, his translated words crackling through the comm system. "We yield. We did not understand the nature of your species." "Now you do," Elena replied, but she didn't order the attack to stop. The invasion of the Zephyrian homeworld lasted 6 hours. Their cities were works of art, spires of living crystal that sang in harmonious frequencies, gardens that existed in folded dimensions, architecture that defied three-dimensional thinking. The Zephyrians had built their civilization around beauty and order, never considering that someone might come to destroy it all. They had studied humans clinically, like specimens. They understood human biology, human psychology, even human culture to some degree, but they had never truly comprehended human warfare, the total, consuming nature of it when survival was at stake. Human Marines stormed through crystalline corridors, their powered armor Adapted with Zephyrian technology, they moved like ghosts through dimensional walls, appearing in the heart of enemy strongholds before the defenders could react. The elegant aliens, so superior in their floating platforms and energy weapons, found themselves outmaneuvered by humans, crawling through maintenance shafts and striking from impossible angles. But it was the final confrontation that broke them. The Zephyrian High Council had retreated to their most sacred space, a chamber that existed partially outside normal reality, where their ancestors' consciousness lived on as patterns of light and energy. It was there that Elena found their leader, a being so ancient its form had become more energy than matter. "You cannot destroy us here," it communicated, its thoughts arriving in Elena's mind like cold starlight. "This space is beyond your understanding." Elena smiled grimly and activated the quantum disruptor she carried, not the standard military version, but something Sarah Chen had designed specifically for this moment. "We don't need to understand it. We just need to break it." The weapon fired, and reality screamed. The sacred chamber collapsed into normal spacetime, the ancestral patterns dissolving like smoke. The High Council leader's energy form flickered and solidified into something terrifyingly mortal. "We hunted you because we saw you as inferior," it whispered as it died. "We never realized. You were just differently evolved. Evolved for war." The surrender was unconditional. The remaining Zephyrian forces across the galaxy laid down their arms within hours, their unified command structure shattered. Some scattered to the outer rim, becoming pirates and raiders. Others sought refuge in dimensions humans couldn't yet reach. But most simply, stopped. They had been apex predators for millennia, and the sudden reversal of roles broke something fundamental in their species' psychology. They became prey, and they didn't know how to be anything else. Elena stood in the ruins of the Crystal City, watching smoke rise from the wreckage. Victory felt hollow. Kiko was still gone. Earth's colonies still bore scars. The dead remained dead. But humanity was safe. And the galaxy had learned a new lesson about the small, stubborn species from the third planet of an unremarkable yellow star. They had been hunted across the stars until they learned to hunt back.